What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we got part 2 of the Indy 500 project. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle this frozen up steering. As you can see, it's not moving. We talked about that in the first video, but I just found myself a new column, so that's pretty good. Bought that for $25. And I also got this tie rod. That's also what I got for it. Came with 25 bucks. That's all it was. So in this video, I'm going to be taking apart this. I don't want to pull the motor. I did have to pull the motor in the salvage yard to get that steering column off. So I might have to do that with this one. I really don't want to, but I'm going to try to save myself from that. And I'm also going to clean out the belly pan of this thing because it's filthy and I can't stand it, and I want it to look a lot nicer. I also got the exhaust fixed and painted it black. It's better than what it was. So that's that. And then these I also picked up. Got a reflector, the seat, this cover that won't work for mine because this, you can see this is the center mount one. And this one is to the left, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, let's get to cleaning this thing. Alrighty guys, so I cleaned it up pretty good for now. I mean, it's still really dirty and I got to get in there, but it's a lot better than what it was. Alright guys, so I did get this out. This is the steering column. I got it out and it was an absolute nightmare. But this one right here, this piece is supposed to pivot on the shaft, and that is how it turns. And that turns this either down or up, which goes to this tie rod and pushes it forward or backward, controlling which way the skis come. So that doesn't turn, that locks up the steering, and that's the problem. And because this thing has been sitting outside for 14 years, you know, something like that's bound to happen. So getting it out, like I said, was a nightmare. Look at this nest of crap just right here. That's not even the worst part. The worst part, by far, is that Polaris down here, you'll see that hole, and there's two more down there. Well, those go to these 4 bolts, which those 4 look like this. Right here. So the nut part is what you take off and it comes out that way, where these are like inside this tunnel right there, and they don't stay in. They're not welded in, which Polaris, that would have been a lot nicer if you welded these in, but because Polaris is Polaris, literally nothing is welded in and everything is nut and bolt like this. So where the column is, they fell through the back. They fell out that way. And if you looked underneath the sled and the belly pan area, I don't know if you could see it very well, but see that opening? Right here? You can't even put your hand in there. It is so tight. And the track's right here. I'm pretty sure this is the part of the cooling for the coolant. It's kind of like a radiator. And then you got the belly pan cover over there. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have to drop the track now. And if I do, that's going to add so much more time to this project than I anticipated. Because, really, you can't do this without getting those 4 bolts attached. Because that's what holds the steering in place. Alright, so that's really all I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to be working on it tomorrow. I'm just kind of gotten sick of it tonight. I've been working on it since I got out of school, and I hit that as kind of a roadblock. So I'll pick up tomorrow right where we left off. Alright, well, I couldn't sleep, and now the track is out. I did some research and realized how easy it was to actually pull it. It's literally 4 bolts. One there, one on the other side, and where that little thing is here, that connects there, and there's 2 bolts, one on each side. So 4 bolts in total, and it literally dropped right down. So now I have to pull that out, but as you can see, I'm doing this very safely. Yeah, so I'm going to wait for somebody to help me here so I don't die. I'm going to pull that out, finish the steering. I'm also going to need somebody for that as well because it's not easy to do. It's easier to have somebody underneath holding it and then the other person tightening down. So that'll be tomorrow, but I just couldn't help myself. I had to do some research and I figured it out and I decided to do it. And here's where we're at now. But yeah, let's keep going. Alrighty guys, we're on day 2 now, and we just pulled this out, sitting right here, the secondary clutch. What we had to do is get this dent out because it was too dented in for us to pull this out. So we used a floor jack sideways, and it worked. So we pulled that and pulled this out. See, there's our chain case. So now that'll allow us to pull that off, the drive shaft, drive line. And then we should be able to, fix the steering, the thing that we're fixing. We got to pull all this apart just for the steering, but alrighty, that's what we're up to now. Alright, so we have successfully pulled this out, and this is what I'm talking about. See those 4? All 4 of those are where the bolts come through. So all this work needed to be done in order to put those in, to put the steering in. So, list of things we did. Took the steering shaft out. We unbolted down there the tie rod, bolted the new tie rod in. Then, instead of bolting that back on, we then dropped the track, took the skid out, pulled the clutch off, opened up the chain case. We took off the bearing on that side, and then finally pulled that. So, yeah, we're pretty far into this, and let's put it all back together now. Alright, so you see, handlebars are on, and it turns. I'm not going to turn it too much because we still got the trusty wood holding it up, but see in there, all our bolts are on, these 2 are on, and the handlebars are on. So now we're going to reassemble the whole thing around that. Yippee. Alrighty guys, so day 2's come to an end. So what we've got done is we got this bolted back up. I put the motor back together, like the carbs are back in. I put this back on. Everything's mounted on there. I do need to fix my master cylinder because got it broken there, and this is pretty crunchy, but who needs brakes? I got the exhaust bolted up, which looks really good compared to what it looked like before. All the rust. This looks a lot better. This is the chain case all back together. Like I said, all those bolts are in. But our dilemma is in this mess of, parts and stuff. I lost the down there. This is how you pull out the drive shaft. These 3 bolts come out, then you pull this out. Well, as you can see, I only have 1 nut on there, and I lost the other one. So, Travis is getting me some of those there. But in the meantime, it's done. I just got to put the skid back in once those are done and put the secondary clutch in. Skid will go back on. It'll come off of that, and it should work. I'm really looking forward to that. So we're going to finish it up in this next part, but yeah, day 3 is coming your way. Day 2 is over. Alrighty, so it's on the ground. See, the track is on. I just got to tighten the track up. It's all together, and look at this. It steers. So it's fixed. I wish I had a video like this to help me because it was a big learning process. So if you want to do this, it's not going to be easy, but it can be done. Thanks guys for watching. Subscribe for more. Have a good one.